man. All right, here we are with my friend Jason.
Howdy, howdy.
Yep, my man. And the dogs.
They will be around.
Yeah, they will.
They
They're
will be
very
around.
sweet. But Jason and I have been friends for quite a while, since I first moved to Boulder. And yeah, it's been cool. We've seen each other grow and evolve and level up. And
It's kind of trippy, honestly.
yeah, it's pretty trippy, bro.
We've had some experiences so far.
And we've just become like way better friends over the years. So, longtime gym buddies. And we just have like crazy conversations at the gym. So
Every single time.
yeah, we had a cool conversation the other day that I wanted to pick up on, which is kind of rooted around this idea of what do you want? What do I want? What do you want? What is worth putting energy into, really? And I mean, the conversation went pretty deep. It's comes down to, you know, ego, self,
Definitely.
as well as what you could say is maybe a little bit deeper than that.
Yeah.
I mean, deeper, but like soul.
What your truth is, at least.
Soul, divinity also living through you. For me, the inseparability of what you could call ego and soul, it depends kind of how you look at it.
Yeah.
Am I saying this is only me, or am I saying this is me and what does this want? You know? But you made an interesting point too about culturally conditioned wants. And yeah, I was just wondering if you wanted to speak a little more on that.
Well, I speak from self-experience. I mean, I do a bunch of self-readings and stuff as well, but something I've come to notice a lot in life, in everything, is more the truth of everything, the experience that we have. I've noticed a lot of times that, in my opinion, we're taught most of the way to live. A lot of things that we need to be, a lot of the ways that we need to actually act in this world. And I know it's...
Can you give some examples?
Well, a big example is the monogamous style of connecting. And to each their own. It really comes down to what you want in life.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying one way is better than the other. One way is... What I am saying right now is more what you want to experience and what your truth could really be in that.
What I'm hearing is that there's a conditioned limitation, actually, about the only way to do things.
Exactly.
And in the sense of, I guess, intimate partnership would be monogamy.
Well, exactly. That's the how should I say, the conditioned way, the societal view of what relationships should be.
Right.
It's like don't get me wrong, the one-in-one, the connection where it's the one-in-one, you have that reassurance from your person, that depth in the connection.
The depth.
But in some manners, I've noticed in those connections, like especially with myself, it's like, for me, I'm filled with fucking love, man.
Yeah.
Like, and it's in a way where I want to express it in every fucking moment, with every fucking person. And in these manners, it's like...
What does that love look like to you?
Oh, well, with every person.
Because there's like, you know, intimate sexual love, and then there's what's been called, you know, agape, which is kind of the God love. It doesn't differentiate. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, what flavor of love are we referring to?
Well, it would definitely lean more towards agape.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely realms of which there can be sexual intercourse and sexual connection, but as far as what it is, that's not the focus.
Yep.
The focus is depth, connection, the opportunity for anything. Like the monogamous view, it limits you in this way where if you're in a relationship, this is my person for the rest of life. And don't get me wrong, there's security, there's comfort, there's peace in that. But it limits you in the possibility of everything.
And I think a lot of people get trapped in that. Like, this is the only way to do it. I have my one person, and I have to stuff down these other parts of me that want something else. And then it's like you kind of see it in people. It's like a part of them is dying, and it's, in a sense, it's beautiful. People are willing to make that sacrifice. Yeah. But again,
we're human. It's natural. We want connection.
And at the same time, I think what I heard you saying is there is simultaneously this beauty of monogamy or polyamory, and there's a shadow side to both of those things. You know what I mean? So no matter what you pick, unfortunately, it's hard to have it all at once. You know what I mean? So,
well, it can be. It can be. That's something I've started to really play with. Is like, is it actually hard? Like that's the part where it's like that the conditioned part of ourselves. Is it actually hard to love everyone in the way that you truly want, or is it the experience you've known that is keeping you this way? Do you think that it's actually hard, or are you actually capable of loving everything and all?
What are the boundaries? What are the stories we have operating that keep us from opening equally to whatever's around us, whoever's around us?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Definitely. It's like I could give you a scenario where, like, say a partner has some kind of desire or experience where it's like it could be not what is known for the relationship, at least. It can be outside of the box for relationship terms, at least. And it's like facing these things, it depends on each person. It depends on the relationship, because relationships can evolve, they can change.
Right.
There's always room for evolution in it. But it's also really expressing your truth in that, because that desire could be something that is not for you. And this is where I feel like it should be defined. You don't know what you want until you know.
Yeah.
Like, until you experience it, you don't know.
Yeah.
I know we can have our edges, our beliefs, and our opinions, but until we actually go through that actual experience, it's like, wait a minute. I actually feel okay with this.
Yeah.
This makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm curious if you feel comfortable, if you could give a specific example. I mean, just like a general, no names obviously,
Absolutely.
but just like general example of what we're pointing towards.
well, I definitely can say that I used to have a lot more monogamous standards for myself. I mean, my parents have been together for 40 years or so.
Yeah, same.
It's like, you know that love that's there, and it's beautiful, and it's something that I've known. But I've had a beautiful, as is everyone's life, upbringing where it's like, my father is a very redneck kind of style, and my mom is kind of hippie-ish. So it's like this beautiful combination of seriousness as well as openness.
Yeah.
And this, like, I definitely still have some desire for the monogamous style of connection. I'm still open to that aspect. But as far as looking at a person and feeling that connection instantly, oh, this is my person now, and I need to know right now. It's like, personally, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but
You don't have that clinginess.
Yeah.
You don't have that like, oh, found it.
exactly, you grasp onto it, and it's
And that almost gets, and I think what I'm hearing you say, and my experience of it, is once I grasp onto somebody, it's like the joy starts to get sucked out of that relationship, actually. I start to strangle it to death.
Well, I mean, and it depends on who you want and what you want.
Exactly. It depends on the connection, the chemistry, how it flows together. But a lot of the time, that seems to be how it works. Like, the more we try to hold on, it's like the more we're actually killing the thing that we love.
Yes.
It's like the whole thing is like, if you love a flower in the mountains, you gonna pick that thing and watch it die, or are you gonna leave it there, enjoy it now, and like
Witness
walk away
its beauty
and still enjoy
Love it.
And so,
you know, there's this beautiful little drop of a book. It's called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
oh, classic.
It's fucking love it. And love is love, more than enough love. And if love is enough, then why would you want any more? It's like, if you really love this person for who they are, why are you with them?
Yeah.
Are you actually with them because you love them for who they are? You're loving them because you want them to change into the person you want them to be?
Yeah. I mean, this is where we're going into like this, love with no expectation of anything in return. And then kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Unconditional?
Unconditional love. So unconditional love, but at the same time, in any intimate relationship, there is an exchange going on. Whereas the unconditional love for me that's more of agape, and every being, everything here is deserving of that by nature of it being here, right? And it's actually, I mean, it's a win-win. The more you love other things, beings, people, experiences, the better you feel, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, but at the same time, oh no, but
Be careful. No, guys.
Yeah, he's ready for that
Yeah,
ball,
he's
bro.
right. No.
But
Go.
but then it's like understanding that there is always an exchange in these relationships, and really asking the question, why am I here? What am I getting from this person? And it doesn't. And obviously, it's not just sex. Is it just comfort? Is it security? Is it validation? Oh, like somebody appreciates me. Somebody loves me for who I am. Like, being honest with yourself. What am I actually getting out of this?
Yeah, that is a beautiful question to always ask. In my opinion, like, what I feel like that can actually create a lot of clarity for people. Like, what is the point of this all? Am I filling a hole, or am I just in this to be in this?
Right.
Like, I mean, of course, there's everyone's truth, their own boundaries, their own way of living, and there's also everyone else's truth. And to expect someone else to change their truth for you is discrediting all of their way of living.
And it brings me also to the fact that we are fundamentally, at one level, you could say we're in this alone. We came into this world alone at one level, and we are going to leave this world alone. And it's our journey, it's our path to walk that's only for us.
Yeah.
And no matter what relationship you're in, it unfortunately will end.
Exactly.
Whether it's, splitting or death. It will end someday, and it will be back to you as you are. And really, this topic of relationship, we can really start to point it at ourselves. And what's my relationship to me in maybe the self sense, but also to experience and existence as it is. Maybe even a little bit more beyond just the egoic self.
Yeah.
What is my relationship to the fact that this hurts sometimes?
And it's okay to hurt.
It's okay to hurt?
It's
but
okay to
what
hurt.
about that it's not what I want it to be? I'm dissatisfied sometimes with life. What about that?
I definitely, I feel like that's the thing though, is like, if we expect to fall in love and not expect the pain as well, then we're discrediting a whole half side of everything.
Bro.
Joy is the opposite side of
Bingo.
sadness.
Duality, right?
Exactly.
Where there is love, there will be its ending.
Yes.
And as they say, grief is how we honor that which we love. Whether it's a person, an experience, a life lived, it will end. And there will be grief in that. Recognizing, and this is huge, I think, for like recognizing our own death actually. Can I grieve that here, now, while I'm alive? Because I love this place, and you have to know, we all have to know, really, it is going to end. But we avoid that absolute reality, that fact that this body, this mind will cease to exist. And there will never be another being exactly like you. And at the same time, I mean, there's by really embracing that grief, opening the heart to the pain that comes with losing that which we love, from my own experience, there's kind of a breaking through to something new actually, where we move beyond death as we knew it before. It's like, and from the outside looking in, from a very zoomed out perspective, from this very open heart, intimate relationship with death, you realize maybe death is not actually an ending in the way that I thought it was. And maybe it's,
beautifully said.
Yeah, and it opens you up to these very transcendent but very direct and imminent experiences of this like timeless continuum of we're on this thing, we're on this path. I mean, it's hard to even say forever if it never started, and it can really say it's gonna end. Again, where are we? Where is this going? Can I relax into it right now?
It doesn't feel as serious sometimes.
It doesn't feel as serious, and it doesn't feel, there seems to be like a time constraint on life a lot of the time. I have to do X, Y, Z, get the perfect wife, make all the money. I have to prove myself and the worth that I didn't just slack off, that I helped people, I was of service, I lived the expression of this being as fully as possible.
As fully as possible.
And that kind of pressure, we get so used to it that we forget it's there. And then when you start to try on this more eternal, timeless view.
I want to ask, like, what is that pressure? Where does that pressure come from?
Ooh, I mean,
Is it that self pressure? Is it societal pressure, or is it what?
Oh,
What
there's
is?
so many angles we could take. What popped in my mind was delusion. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fabricated experience. I mean, a time is a fabricated
Exactly.
experience. So is the self that experiences it. I mean, this gets pretty trippy, but within the fabrication of time, also space is actually a fabrication.
Fabrication, yeah.
Because space doesn't exist without time as a reference.
Well, we're
So-
only seeing 99.9% of this fucking world on a single fucking moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you mean we're seeing like a tiny bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and yeah, the possibilities are endless. But, and then there's the cultural conditioning of what I want, where again, it's so hard to separate what has been, again, force-fed down our throats as far as what do you need to do in this life to prove that you're enough?
Yes.
And the question is, do I actually need to do that?
Yeah.
And so the ramifications, if I don't, make a bunch of money, have the power, have the proof, we go on fancy vacations with me and my kids. If I don't do all that, if I don't have kids, if I die alone, not saying that'll happen, but so what?
So what?
Like quite literally, so what? Is that something that I really care about, or is that something that culture cares about? Is that something my parents might be bummed about? Yeah, for sure. But like, I personally can get over it. You know what I mean? And that makes me think about like mystics and saints, like the Buddha, Jesus. What did they own? What did they do? You could say a whole lot of jack shit. They're just walking around and talking. They don't own anything, But my question is, what is the quality of their experience subjectively? I would say probably, this is a guess, I guess we don't know for sure, but likely quite a bit higher than ours. You know what I mean? So that's the question. How did their experience get so deep, so beautiful, so connected?
Well, like you said, this is all, in some manners, guessing game, because we never know.
We really don't know.
But it's.
They could have been just like us.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck do we do out
We're
here?
just
Like-
sitting. Yeah, exactly. And talking. Yeah. But that's where, that's where I feel like it defines the world. There's a world of service or a world of solitude, where it's. That's where I've personally found so much power, not from the actual recognition of people through the help that I offer, but through the actual witnessing of these people transforming and feeling more free in themselves to actually express themselves, to be who they want, to express their truths, to be open to the edge, the edge of what you think your life is really supposed to be. Do you think it's supposed to be what your parents thought? Or is it like your actual life that you want?
I mean, so, this is crazy. So this brings up this idea of groundlessness. So if the cultural values are not really real, what do I do? Like quite literally, what do I do?
Yeah.
And that's a pretty deep question, actually. I mean, it's the topic of this podcast,
Yeah,
right? What do we
literally.
do? What do we do? What do we want? And that is where, I believe, really, if you sit in that groundlessness, as far as we don't need to, I don't need the car, I don't need the power, I don't need to flex on every person around me. If I don't need that, what do I put my energy into? And if you sit in that groundlessness of, I really don't know, stay with that, stay with that, stay with that. And something for me really deep dawned on me, which is like, I mean, service, simplicity, depth, connection to this place, the divinity of this body, of what we are. Like, that is an infinite.
Gus.
Hey, Gus. You're so cute, I know. We're talking about stuff. But the exploration of beauty and of divinity and the co-creation of those experiences is an infinite endeavor. There is no end. Although if I'm whipping a Ferrari and I got two bad bitches in the back, I mean, there's no back in a Ferrari really, but like I got maybe one in the side piece. But anyways, what does that give me other than validation from the culture?
Yeah.
And that validation fades pretty quickly.
Quickly.
Actually. I mean, it depends on the person. Some people live in this shell of ego.
It's if you live off of that stuff. If that's what validates your own being.
If you're like mesmerized by this ego and you're so convinced your ego is better than everyone else's, and you just fucking smell your own farts for the rest of your life, I don't fucking know. But it's just like,
it's a good analogy,
dude. It's I mean, it seems so
and they
ridiculous.
enjoy it sometimes.
Exactly. But they're actually just living in their own idea of who they think that they are.
Yes.
And it's like some people are cool with that, but then there's some people that sense something that I think is very sacred, which is like, something doesn't feel right right now. Something feels a little bit off. Something feels maybe not so real. And that's that spark into, I think, real spiritual exploration, that quest to real truth.
Yes.
And
you know, and I just want, you said that perfectly. Like, my kind of experience has been that, literally. Like, don't get me, and I say this very lightly, I appreciate and love my parents more than everything.
Yeah.
For the place to live,
Likewise.
for the support that they've given, and the way they've shown up. But something that I've started to recognize is, are they actually happy? Like, actually.
Bro, I asked the same question about my parents.
And I know it's the old way of connection, and I don't want to say old way, but it's the way that they've connected and connect. And a little bit about my past. It's like I grew up in this cult, in some manners. People consider it a cult, but it's called the 2x2s. And the thing is, within all that, you marry within the connection, within the religion,
It's kind of a
within
like
the space.
Okay. Is it like an arranged situation?
Nah, not necessarily arranged, but you can only really marry within the
squad.
The squad,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And so I have recognized these, like, and I say this very lightly because I don't know, but I've recognized how my parents aren't, like, they don't flow in that way where it's like, I see my mom wants something, I see my dad wants the other, but I see my mom is meeting my father in this, and I see my father meeting my mom, and I catch myself doing this as well. This is where it's like that experience in choosing what it is and what's wrong, but it's like they're doing this for each other, and there's so much beauty in that. There's so much beauty in that. But are they happy? And that's like, is the relationship?
This is deep, bro.
Wow.
This is deep. I mean, what popped in my head is the distinction between what we might call happiness and fulfillment.
Yeah.
And
that's a good, yes.
And there is none that is better than the other. It comes down to us individually being honest with ourselves. What do I want? And with any sort of, 40-year connection, like same with my parents, like 40, 50 years, there are sacrifices. As far as me and what I personally, individually want, I'm sacrificing that for the sake of this building, allowing this connection to flourish, nourishing this connection. It's almost it's like a devotional path. In a sense. It's a devotional path to another. And there's an absolute beauty in that. And I think what we started this podcast with is not limiting it to just that. Really being honest with ourselves to see what are the limitations of that. And also being honest, what are the limitations of a more open, more solo, wandering lifestyle? Like that's
in and out.
And that's
wherever
the thing.
you want.
I've been like that for long enough to know that, a rolling stone gathers no moss, right? And when I was traveling for 2 years, I had this it was like a deep knowing that I want to feel connected to a place. I want to feel connected to a community, to the land. And I want to feel connected to the people there. And I don't want to just keep bouncing around. And I think it's the same in a relationship with a person. It's, relationship to place, person, self, God. You can say they're all very similar. It's, am I willing to time after time, when a person does something I don't like, when life wrecks me, do I still love it? Am I still willing to be here and keep nourishing this relationship? you know, with life, with another person. And so that's the thing. It's not black and white, unfortunately.
No.
It's groundless.
Yeah. There's limitless truths to it all.
Yeah.
It's like,
And what I want to get to too, because we've talked a lot about like interpersonal relationships. What other things do you want?
exactly.
And that's a question to you.
For me, well, to feel free in every moment,
Oof.
not just like in connection, but in every moment. And that's kind of where I want to define the openness in connection.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when people talk about polyamory or open connection, they're thinking, oh, beautiful person, oh, I want to fuck them, oh, yeah, oh, beautiful person, oh, I want to fuck them, yeah. Of course, there's the notion of lust. You can always you can lean into your own energies as what it is. But the true desire is to be open to any kind of depth that is meant to cross your path. Like, say you're in a relationship and you're in a monogamous relationship and there's this connection that you make with this beautiful person. Everything, your heart feels radiated. This person, you're laughing, you're having the greatest time. And your heart says, I want to kiss you. Not out of lustfulness, not out of like some but my heart wants to feel this connection with you.
Yeah. Like a deeper level of connection.
Not just for the image of what it could look like, but
Yeah.
dude, you're a beautiful person. I see you. I love you. And I want to express this love in this way. And of course, if things intertwine into deeper depths of that, it's open. But that's not the focus of it. It's the ability to be able to express your love.
I'm hearing like this less goal-oriented outcome, kind of final outcome-based way of thinking. I just want a nut.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's more about what is it's almost like a meditation. What is present in my body right now, and can I be open to letting that express itself through me? Because that's what it is. Again, when we see the ego as when we see ourselves.
Go.
Oh
Go.
no, Gus, he's okay.
He will keep on passing the ball to you.
Oh, he's cute.
No, guys.
When we see the ego as you're so cute, Gus. I can't even talk.
I'm just saying, he will do that.
I know. Should we hide the ball from him?
He will get it.
All right.
But Gus, go, Gus. You gotta get a little bit stern sometimes. He like when you use this nice soft voice.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Gus, go. Gus, go.
Oh, he's so cute.
Gus,
go. Go.
You see his eyes? He's like, are you
Go.
sure? Gus, go.
Oh, he's so cute. All right, he gets it. He's got
He's like, all right.
So back to letting ourselves express the energy moving through us, and when the self is not as contracted and solidified around what you could call the ego, when you see the ego we experience, the sense of self, as actually a artistic expression of sorts.
Yeah.
When you see that, who wants to kiss this person in front of you? Who wants to express that energy? We could equally say that it's the God, spirit itself, that actually wants to live through you.
Yes.
And at that point, the question is really like, who do you think you are to say no to that, actually? It's almost sacrilege.
Yeah, it's God loving God.
Dude, it's like, I mean, that's like a big part of Tantra, is what's called the Yab Yum, that kind of, the union of opposites, right? And there's something so sacred in that. But again, making the distinction between that and lust, something so deep, resonant, transcendent, and something that is just so materially primal. And you know, I guess there's just like a limit to it. And it's like, at the core of your being, asking the question, what do I want? Do I just want that primal nut, or do I actually want deep, transcendent connection to God through another?
Yes.
And then the question is, how do we actually build more of that together? And that's where you start to walk into tantric sex, which is like, you know,
Other world.
1,000-year-old tradition about, hey, how do we make this as, again, deep, beautiful, intensely, not just meaningful, but sensational as possible. And there's,
Well, there's
yeah.
good sex, and there's great sex, and then there's fucking otherworldly, fucking soul-shaking, fucking... You're gonna be fucking vibrating for the next few months kind of sex.
Yep. Yeah, we could talk more about that for sure. But it's I mean, a direct path to God. Not just God, but I would say like deep understandings of the energy body. What you could call Kriya Yoga is understanding energies, how they work. And that feeling of when you have that kind of earth-shattering sex, you're just kind of good. You're kind of at peace, happy, connected. You're not striving after much.
You
feel
chasing for it.
You feel powerful.
Yeah.
You feel content. You know what I mean? And why would we not want to cultivate that as a consistent practice?
Well, it's uncomfortable because there's not knowing in that.
Oh, totally. When you're going into those deeper places of vulnerability, really seeing someone in the honest expression of themselves in those very deeply intimate settings, you see some things that you're expressing parts of yourself you may have not shown anybody ever.
Yeah.
And there's that trust and that vulnerability and how good it feels to be seen, held, received, honored in that. That is deeply healing.
Yeah.
To where like I realize I don't have to hide myself from this person that I really desire to get their love. Right?
That's where I was like saying like it's like that like it's easy. Well, let me correct my words. It's not easy to step into the space, but it's like it can be very uncomfortable in the beginning to experience love in a different kind of way, your own kind of love for yourself, love for the world, because it's like, and this is where it becomes like very paradoxical, or what the word is. It's like, because it comes down to like what you want, and then also the true experience of what your life is. It's like you can want that kind of depth and connection and relationship in it, but I also feel like the truth, some people just, and it's okay. There's not like one way or that's right or wrong. It's just like, what is truly your truth in this all?
And can you honor that? Again, beyond the cultural conditioning, which is not just like the Christian, monogamous lens, but it's also the psychological lens, where it's like, for me, it's like if I'm pulling back from a relationship, oh, that's a sign that you have an avoidant attachment and you just have wounds from a kid as a child, and now you're just avoiding things. And I'm like, that is still only one lens to view this through. Carl Jung and depth psychologists say, what if, again, spirit itself wants something from you? What if it wants you to inhabit a certain image that is not fitting the mold of a healed person? And what if the resonance of, for me, it could be something like this wanderer, this wanderer that is very connected in a certain sense. The resonance of that is almost more important than that sense of being healed all the time. And again, this goes beyond psychology, because it's not about feeling good all the time. It's not about feeling whole. It's about honoring what were you given. Can you honor that? Can you live that myth? And if you want to heal, maybe that's your myth. But also, if you want to run around and wander, can you own that? Can you taste that resonance? And you know it's for you because it feels so right. It feels so fulfilling. It's not that feeling of, oh, but I wish I was healed. It's like, and that's where these limiting narratives kind of just, they limit us. And they pollute our experience. And psychology is the new God as far as what should I do? Oh, you're just wounded. Let me heal all your wounds and then life will be perfect. Like, bro, what does that even look like? What is a perfect life?
That's a boring fucking life.
That's a boring fucking life. Well, that's the thing. What is a perfect life? I think, again, we have this Christian narrative of heaven. We just enter the pearly gates, and then what? Then we're just kind of chilling. God's over there. It's pretty dope. And then we're like, someone's playing
What
the
do
harp.
we do next?
Like, yo, this shit's kind of boring as fuck, to be honest. Like, it's like, could this be, again, heaven on earth? Because knowing duality is a constant. When there is a high, there's a low.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way. It's the relativity of experience. So could this be heaven right now?
Right now, yeah.
That we're actually living, again, beyond any label, any conceptuality.
Well, I want to put in, is
Yeah.
it heaven or hell we're living in right now?
Ooh, well, that's what do you think?
Well, it depends on each person.
It depends on the way you see it,
Exactly.
right? It's crazy.
You could be living in hell right now, or you could be living in heaven. It's like well, it's a lack or abundance. I mean, it's easier said than done, but the truth is, like you said, what if we're living in heaven right now?
And who says we're not?
Yeah.
And why do you trust them?
Yeah.
Is it the conditioning? Is it because your dad said, no, this place kind of sucks? Is it a dog-eat-dog world? Do you want to believe that story? And how are you so sure it's really real? I know, bud. The ball's right there, and we're not touching it. I'm sorry. But
Gus,
but I
Gus,
wanna-
Gus, go. Sorry, I gotta take this.
oh no, Gus is gonna be heartbroken.
Gus,
There's no
Go.
way he's not gonna get that.
Go.
Poor guy.
He's a sweet boy.
I like your dogs. No, they're both really nice. They're both
They're
really sweet.
sweethearts.
Yeah.
He just
They just
gets
want
super
attention. I get it.
excited.
I know.
Yeah, I know, Gus.
But so talking about,
Sit.
I guess honestly, the fluidity of our narratives about what this place is. Is it heaven? Is it hell? And it brings me back to even an idea of life and the idea of death are only narratives. Beyond the idea of life and death, where are we?
Beyond the light. Ask that one more time.
So, life and death are words, right? So when we say that we're alive, we actually unconsciously imply that there is a thing called death, which is a relative dualistic co-rising. When there's one, there's another. So if we don't even say we're alive right now, if we don't give this that label, is there a death in the same way? Bro, this dog is hilarious.
He's going for it. That's what I mean. He wants it hardcore.
Bro, he's almost got it. Bro, we're talking about this crazy deep shit and this dog is just like, this is hilarious.
Well, that's like actually a perfect example of
I was
everything.
saying
It's
that
like
too.
we're taking something that's very, like people could see this as something that's very serious. It's like, oh, we're dropping in mind, but life is so beautiful.
Bro,
it's so
look
funny.
at this adorable dog. He's just playing with this ball in a chair. I don't know if people can see it or not, but maybe a little bit. And he's just getting after. He's trying to get that ball out of that little like floppy chair.
I don't know if he'll be able to. He's
And
gonna be at
it almost reminds me of you didn't get it. Oh, go. It's like almost like a Zen koan. Like we're talking about these deep ideas, and this dog is just flopping around in this chair over there, and it's just like adorable and hilarious.
Well, actually, there's a perfect and just to fucking we can go deep into it. We take life so fucking serious.
yeah.
Like,
What do we do?
Yeah. It's like, just fuck off.
Yeah,
Just
what does this dog think about these questions? Gus, what do you think? What do we do? He's just like, bro, I'm just trying to get after this ball. Like, it's like hilarious. There's something deep in that, though.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? Like, I think there's such a value in both.
Yeah.
The depth is essential. Rewrite the scripts, rewrite the narratives, examine our assumptions so that we can be more free.
Yeah.
And also, just fuck around like Gus, bro. It's just like...
I don't know if he's not gonna be that's perfect actually. Keep it distracted.
so funny. You can't get it, though.
He won't stop.
We'll just let
Well,
him do it. Let's keep talking. So,
Well,
so again, what I'm pointing to is how much of our world is conceptual, and where's the line between the conceptual and the experience. So, when we say I'm alive right now, it seems almost like it's a granted, obvious thing. That's actually a conceptual overlay onto this wordless place that we're, you could say, experiencing. But
yeah.
this is where words fall apart. You can't even say experience without implying that there's a lack of experience.
Yeah.
You know, that without implying a death. So how does language create our experience that we experience not just in the mind, but that we walk through, we feel at the emotional, intellectual level? And what happens when we just see how we constructed something like the notion of life, the notion of death?
Yeah.
What if there's just, what is this place before we started putting words to it?
Just an experience.
You can't even say that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like,
it's just
the
and
kingdom,
that's the question to ask, is it's like you can't really.
it's hard to put your finger on.
Yeah.
It's groundless, and that's an experience of void, of groundlessness. And again, that's it almost to me there's a sacredness when you hold that view of what is this before language, before I put words to it. Where are we?
Yeah.
Who are we?
Oh yes.
You know
that's actually such a perfect little. It's like. When you think about languages and stuff, it definitely limits your perspective and how you experience life.
Yeah.
I know there's specific languages, I'm not sure which ones, but they don't have the word for hate. And it's like,
whoa,
that whole notion around not even have the conceptualization of hate.
Yeah.
It's like,
It just doesn't exist. Maybe there's disagreement, but there's no hate, that viciousness. That's my, cuss words. What world does that create? I don't even want to say them because you feel that biting, cutting, violent almost language. You know what I mean? And what world does that construct for ourselves from the inside out? And so I heard the Tibetans, they have very limited language for emotions. They don't speak to emotions that, I think it's either pleasant or unpleasant. They don't have the emotion wheel of whatever 80 different emotions.
Yeah.
And the question is, are we constructing emotional experience again from the inside out? Or are they already there? Again, the mind right now would say, oh, they have to already be there. Were they before we constructed the language and terminology to really explore, experience them, and give them a solidity?
Yeah, and an identity.
Otherwise, you're just in this, again, in the Tibetan view, maybe pleasant or unpleasant.
No, I love that you say that. It's it doesn't have to, it's some words that and it's curse words, but it's either a fuck yes or a fuck no. It's unpleasant or pleasant. It's
Right.
that's the, how can I say, the truth of you. Yes, you can feel sad, but is it sadness because of lack, or is it sadness because of joy, or is it sadness because of your truth, or is it sadness because you're shedding a skin?
Yeah.
There's so many truths that can be in it.
Yep.
But is it unpleasant? Are you a fuck yes to this experience?
Yeah.
Or are you a fuck no?
Yeah.
It's like you said, the how can I say? Is it really unpleasant or is it pleasant? Like the Tibetan view. What's that defining notion? Is it because the society says that it's sad, bad, good, evil, whatever it is, or are you asking yourself, do I really enjoy this or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had a lot of self-experiences where you go into, of course, there are edges. It's not as comfortable in the beginning, but I question that comfortability or discomfort as what is this discomfort? Why am I discomfortable right now? What is actually coming through me right now? Is it actually my truth, or is this actually a program?
Yeah. And with the experience of discomfort, that's a great example. Discomfort, a lot of the times, it's a complex feeling because it can feel sort of good actually, whether it's working out at the gym or something sexual, maybe a little bit kinky, or whether it's maybe the feeling of doing something you haven't done before. Whatever, you want to start rock climbing, cool. When you start, you're not going to know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of uncomfortable. But it feels better than just sitting and watching TV. So it's like that discomfort, it kind of doesn't feel good, but I wouldn't say it necessarily feels that bad. You know what I mean? It's complex, right?
You used a beautiful analogy right there. Watching TV, that I feel like is where a lot of people are in their life right now.
Yeah.
They're just watching their life, watching everybody's life, watching the experiences, not truly understanding what their experience is or what they want.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, story, another person's story. Oh, they're living a cool. Oh, this person's not living a cool life, or whatever it is. It's like,
and that reminds me, like again, we're watching other people live. Oh, what a great story that person lived on that TV show, on that movie. What about your story?
Yeah.
Are you so scared to take a chance? Go, what's stopping you from walking around the United States?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What's stopping you from going to Alaska and fishing for salmon? What's stopping you from going to Thailand and living in a monastery? What does your heart crave? Don't be afraid to fuck up.
Go fuck up.
That's part of the myth. You know what I mean? That's part of the myth of your life. It'd be and for me, it's less about death or failure or whatever. Again, those are societally conditioned ideas. I mean, especially failure.
Yes.
Like, who's
Especially.
failing? For me, it's like, bro, I'd rather live in a monastery, see what that's all about. I'd rather go, whatever, hike through the Himalayas, go walk across the country, just, spend a month in the jungle, just, again, living a myth. I want to go search for some enlightened magician that lives in the Himalayas. You know what I mean? Just because why the fuck not?
Yeah,
what happens if you actually find one? You know what I mean? Like, and it would be a shame to live a life and not take those chances. At least that's one take. Again, it's all fluid. So if you have a certain relationship of radical allowance and acceptance to your life, if you can really radically allow watching TV, if that's your myth, I mean,
There's nothing wrong.
there's nothing wrong,
There's
but
nothing wrong.
but that's where I think it takes a person who's willing to be really radically honest about their experience.
There it is.
Yes, there's nothing wrong, but don't look away.
Yes.
What do you feel in your bones? Is this actually okay? And if you really listen to that, it hurts to know that you're actually pushing away what you could call the soul, what they would call the soul in depth psychology, the deepest parts of your being. You're actually numbing that. You're numbing alcohol, drugs, sex, TV. You're numbing your soul, saying, please listen to me. And we just look the other way. And that is heartbreaking, actually. It's
Well, it is so heartbreaking, and I love that you say that, because, like, and I'm sure you can relate with this. It gives you a lot of just like warmth, kind of in your heart, like just to kind of show up in this world, not as a teacher, not as the preacher, but as just a reflection.
as you, as
your authentic, most truest fucking self.
exactly, not afraid to let your soul live through you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If we just imagine at the point of death, when we're dying, we look back on a life. Is it about the comfort? How much pleasure did I feel? How much
did I gain?
How much did I even give? It's maybe less about even being of service and more about, was I authentic and true to the divinity coming through me? Did I tap into that as fully as I could? And if you say yes, I did it.
Yeah,
I did what I could.
Exactly.
I lived it.
You're living life to
as
its fullest.
God wanted to live it through me. And that's where I feel like you can really be comfortable letting go.
Yeah.
I'm not holding on to more. And that's the thing. It's like taking those chances to also explore, who am I? You have to take chances. You have to fuck up. You got to be awkward. You got to make a joke and have it fall flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to see, who am I?
Yeah.
How do I respond to this? Who am I? Again, sex is a great example. When I'm not restraining myself, what comes through me? Also in social settings, humor is similar to that intimate spark. It's like, where did that humor come from? Someone just cracks a hilarious remark out of nowhere. You're like, bro, where did that come from? It's like you're simultaneously like discovering a part of yourself as well as just like opening up maybe some untapped energy, some
untapped
divinity,
truths.
truths.
You know, that's a how can I say? It kind of just goes back to you don't know what you don't know until you know.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly. You don't even know that you don't know until you realize you don't know.
Yeah.
And then you know you don't know something,
don't
and then you can
know.
start to
Yeah.
investigate it.
The first step to anything is realization.
Yeah.
And still even then, there's not a way to go and a way not to go.
Yeah.
What do you do from that point of realizing life as a whole?
Yeah.
Am I choosing the life that I truly want to live? Am I choosing the life that was told for me to live?
Totally. And that's, so it's, again, this is like a big part of what has really helped me is like these two elements of growth.
Mm-hmm.
One is the deconstruction of what does not serve us. And a lot of that is the culturally conditioned old values, norms, what we should be doing. If we deconstruct that at a radical level, we come to this pretty deep, kind of uncomfortable groundlessness. We're like, what the fuck do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an element of sitting in that groundlessness to let that spontaneous spark, again from, you know, places beyond, tell you what's worth doing. Beyond the voices that are so loud in your ear, listening to that subtle part of you, the subtle part of this world tell you, hey, here's what I want you to do right now. And that is something you can't unhear.
Yeah.
And it's like, for
You
me,
will it.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, it could be service, it could be art, it could be connection, it could be love. And it's unique to you. But it's up to you to slow down, get rid of all the excess voices, all the Instagram influences, all the people that are telling you we figured it out.
Mhm.
Fuck them. Sit with yourself in that groundlessness, enough for those whispers to become loud enough to hear. And then there comes a point when you just know. And it's not, I'm not motivated externally, I'm motivated from within to pursue what I love. Again, and that's where the duality of spirit and, you know, ego and self kind of falls away. And what I want is the same as what God wants. And that's a powerful place to be.
dude.
And it's it's unique to everybody, right?